Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Steve. Today I want to talk about who would win a one-on-one, Paul George or LeBron James. Now, let's say they both shoot for the ball. Obviously, Paul George, first one to make it gets the ball. So Paul George would win because he's the better shooter. Most likely, hypothetically. According to statistics, Paul George is the better shooter. So, well, not from the field. Let's say you shoot from top of the key. That's 3, so Paul George gets it. Let's just go with that. Paul George gets it. LeBron plays hard. And I'm not talking like, game 5, 6, and 7 in the NBA Finals. I'm talking like game 6 of the 2012 Eastern Conference, the semifinals, against Boston. I'm talking, that type of hard. I'm talking about 2007 against the Detroit Pistons where he scored the last, 25 points for the Cleveland Cavaliers? That may be wrong, but something like that. So, he plays lockdown D like that. This is where Paul George would struggle. One, because when you're playing one-on-one, it's just you guys on the court. There's no help. There's no spacing. It's just you. So the thing about Paul George is he's incredibly athletic. He's incredibly strong, agile. He could shoot the basketball, but I don't think he would be able to do it against LeBron James in a one-on-one. Because think about it, a one-on-one is so different from real games. In a real game, you can't touch the player on the perimeter. You cannot touch the player. No hands on the perimeter. But in a one-on-one, you're going to put your hand on his hip, and you're going to put your right hand up, depending on if he's going left, and if he's going right, you're going to switch. That's how people play in the park, because that's how real basketball played. Now, obviously, the NBA's... I'm getting off topic. But with LeBron playing that tight, being 6'8", 250 pounds, and I think Paul George is 6'9", 225, something like that. So Paul George has a height, but LeBron is still freakishly athletic, and he's still one of the strongest players in the NBA, if not the strongest player in the NBA. So that's where Paul George would struggle, especially with no post game, because a one-on-one scenario, posting up is everyone's best friend. And if you don't know how to post up, you're going to struggle, because posting up, you protect the basketball and you protect your shot. You're not going to get blocked the majority of the time you post up. But if you're trying to dribble around someone, you're most likely going to get the ball stolen from you. You're going to either lose the ball, or you're going to either brick the shot, or get blocked. So, let's talk about LeBron now. Paul George is actually a really, really good defender. And he's also a really good offensive player. But let's focus on defense right now. Paul George actually is so good at basketball that he got LeBron James' respect. I think it was in 2013. I may be wrong. It may have been 2012. But I'm pretty sure it was 2013. Paul George was playing so good against LeBron James and the Miami Heat that at a timeout, LeBron didn't even go straight to his bench. He went to the half-court line to try and catch up with Paul George walking to his bench, and he gave him a handshake. If you get the respect from the best player in NBA history, the best player of my generation, the best player in the world, then you're obviously incredibly talented. Because let's be real, when OJ Mayo was talking trash to Michael Jordan, what happened? Michael Jordan wrecked the shit out of him. You know what I mean? So that's just that separates people. If you get the respect from legends like Michael Jordan or LeBron or Kobe, then you're obviously something special. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, these two would probably go at it, but I think LeBron James' strength and his, just if he plays so aggressive like that angry LeBron like that we rarely see, that we only saw in game 5, 6, and 7 because everyone was saying, oh, Stephen Curry's better, this and this and that, your legacy's on the line, if you go 2 and 5, you're trash, all of this, and like, oh, you said you could beat them when you had your point guard and your power forward back, and now you can't even beat them, you're down 3-1, and then what happened? He fucking hated Stephen Curry. Klay Thompson called him a crybaby, and who's crying now? You know what I'm saying? So, again, man, pretty much what I see Paul George doing is just trying to use his athleticism to try and get by LeBron. He probably will score a lot, to be honest, because Paul George is really that good of a player, but I don't see him beating LeBron. Now, Paul George, I just predict a few crossovers, drive to the basket, pull-up jump shots. He does have some post-game, but it's not to the level as Paul Pierce, as to Kobe, as to Melo, as to LeBron, as to Jordan, those type players, or Larry Bird. So, he has post-up. He has a little post-up game, but it's not to that level just yet. If he can develop that, he'll take the next step towards being an NBA superstar, not just a perennial all-star. But anyway, so LeBron James, what I predict LeBron doing is backing him down. LeBron he doesn't need to shoot. And if Paul George does slow him down in the post, all he'll do is dribble backwards between his legs, switching hands, right? Dribble backwards to the top of the key. Actually, he loves to work from the left wing. So he'll dribble to the left wing, look. He'll do that little, he'll do the hesitation like he's faking the three, and then he'll just blow by Paul George. So that's just some things I predict LeBron doing. I don't see a lot of dunks going on between these two because, again, Paul George is 6'9", 225, something like that. LeBron is 6'8", 250. So I don't see a lot of flashy dunks and crazy layups, but I see a couple and one layups, mostly post-game from LeBron James and Paul George. Mostly, that free throw line pull-up game. You know what I'm saying? Like that 2K cheese. But, again, both incredible players, but I just see LeBron beating Paul George. Even if they play 20 times, I see LeBron beating him all 20 times. Nothing against Paul George, because Paul George is great, but just not to the level where LeBron James is. So anyway, I'm out of here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's been Steve, Basketball with Steve. Peace.